Nobody can do it. These guys can do it. So just relax and be cool, okay?
The Mendia, this is a board designed specifically for the surfing style of Peter Mendia, East Coast legend, power broker extraordinaire, and it's a high performance board. Pete mostly travels a lot to go surf places where the waves are going off, and then actually once in a while by his house in Miami, Florida, there's actually some waves there that get super hollow and really high performance barrels and good waves around there too. It's just a rare type of thing. But this board, as you can see, it's real sleek. It's a scalpel. It's made for the most like hardcore rail gouging, that style of timeless rail surfing. It's got a thumbtail. So thumbtails, they hold in real good. You don't have any particular place like a squash or a swallowtail where it will get to and then the water jumps off of. So the water is holding all the way around the tail block. That creates, when the water's holding on all the way around the corners, it doesn't have a place where it jumps off the tail. What that does is that also creates a lot of hold in the tight pockets of the wave, which caters very much to real carving, linking turns, and just holding in the barrel too. A lot of stability deep in the pocket and deep in the barrel. Pete's like 6'2", 190, so this board is built about his same height, and at 6'2", it's just under 19, 18 3/4, 18 7/8, right around in there, and it's 2 3/8, anywhere between 2 3/8, 2.5, depending on if wetsuit or no wetsuit. So subtle variances in the dimensions, but basically 6'2", 18 3/4, 2 3/8. The outline, it's a sleek outline, so it doesn't have a real full nose. It's pulled in tight so that it will fit in the pocket on really high performance waves. And the tail also, it's not a super wide tail. The tail comes in right around 14 1/4, 14 3/8. And that allows it to pull really tight arcs. The rocker is a very balanced rocker, so the curve from center, the curve is very even this way and that way. Some boards have more entry and lower tail, some have more tail rocker and less entry. This is a very balanced rocker. So that just sets in the water nice, really fits in the pocket. Pockety boards work really well with balanced rockers. And they just seem to settle in the pocket and get into waves real quickly, which is key in punchy type surf or ledgy surf. You don't want to get into the waves late. You want to get in early under the lip, so you're getting that barrel straight off the takeoff, or you're setting up for your first maneuver. And so balanced rocker, it's got a fair amount of nose rocker, and that helps also in the real tight, steep situations. And it's got a lot of sweep off the tail. That sweep off the tail is really conducive to Pete's style of surfing, where he gets a lot of speed down the line and then just puts all his energy, all his force into just laying it over. And so if your desire is to have a board that is that classical sense of railwork surfing and just power and heavy-footed, but in a good sense, then this is a great board for you. And what we got as well with the round pin and that sweepy tail rocker, I've carved a lot of concave out through the fins. So it's an even single that runs the whole length of the board to give the board a lot of front foot speed. So you can really jam it down the line, but then when you pick your spot and you eye the target and then you're gonna, go after it off the back foot, when you push, you've got heavy concave here. That not only creates grip for the bottom turn setting up into it, but also when you go to do the push through and just bury the whole board, that board's not going to slip and blow out on you. It's going to hold and let you push it as hard as you can. That's what real deep concaves through the fins does. And it also offset a lot of the rail line sweep on the board. And so you can pull a really tight arc on rail, but you can hold through the entire turn as well. And then it's also got concave right off the tail block. It's got about an 1/8 inch of concave right off the tail, and that helps to exhaust the water. It gives the board a real nice, positive, progressive, futuristic feel. I think the concaves carrying way off the tail like that is very much going to be something we see more in the future, where it used to be maybe flat off the tail block, or even V coming off the back fin. Those work great too, but I think for the highest velocity maneuvers where you're burying the whole rail and just pushing as hard as possible, you're forcing a lot of water through the contours of the board and through the fins. And when you have a flat or V, sometimes what that can do is actually impede the water from exploding off the tail, and it actually will get hung up in there. So by carving concave right off there, it just lets the water escape, keeps the board pushing through and speeding through maneuvers, and also throws a little bit bigger sprays, I think, too, which that's always cool. And rails on it, we don't have like a quote big guy rail on this board. It's got foam in here and in the chest, but the rail is actually fairly tapered. It's a moderate rail. It's not a big bulky boxy rail. It's a moderate rail, and it's actually low boxy, and it actually has some resistance right here. So it's like a low tucked edge kind of rail in here. What that does, that creates a lot of bite in the wave face, and a lot of hold, and just real like surgical lines that you can draw. The board's not going to drift or get hook into a steep wave. It's not going to hook in a little bit late or kind of draw wide. It's going to set and really find its course, because that rail is going to just be knifey. And so that is the Mendia, a Power Surfers high performance shortboard.